Okay guys, it's May the 1st. About 7:35 in the evening. Getting ready to put some epoxy down. Got some black epoxy here inducing. And we're going to be putting it down on the trunk pan where we did all that welding. We're also going to be putting it down on the bumper brace brackets. We've got this area all prepped for some epoxy. Everything's been sanded with 80 and 180. So that's what we're working on, and we'll get you set up on the stand, see if we can't shoot some epoxy down on this trunk pan. Okay guys, we're going to be using the SRI Pro for this. It's loaded with the 1.0 tip and the HS1 air cap, which is the HVLP. Going to shoot it around 18 psi. Right now I'm at 1.5 turns out on the fluid tip, and I'm going to be at a pretty small fan in that area that I've got to work in. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll just have to adjust it as we go. Got the epoxy in the D cups. Getting ready to do some tacking. We'll be getting it done. Okay guys, we're getting ready to put the second coat down. Got the first coat on. It's been about 30-40 minutes, and I had a little trouble getting my pattern the way I wanted it. And the garage right now is about 74 degrees, and I think this epoxy does a lot better if it's about 85. So I wind up turning the pressure up quite a bit. I think I'm at 25 pounds, and it's atomizing really good. So we're getting ready to put the second coat on. I got to work on a lot of sand and scratches in there, but it's going to be okay. Like I said, we still got to weld the tail panel on this thing, so this is by no means a final, but this will give us something to protect the metal, and it also give us something to sand to dress it up some. So we're going to get started. to put some epoxy down. I've got this area all masked up. Got it cleaned. I've cleaned it several times. It's been drying for probably an hour now, maybe longer. I've blew compressed air on it several times, and got it masked. Kind of got it double masked here. I taped it this way, and I've also got masking paper running up this side just to keep the overspray to a minimum. We're going to put some epoxy down. This first coat will be a light coat, and we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, I'm going to start off using the DeVilvis here, SRI Pro. Going to run at about 20 psi. I've got the fluid needle 2 turns out, and I'm going to adjust the fan fairly small. I'm going to start underneath the car. I was going to do this with the brush, but I'm going to try to go ahead and just spot it in with this gun. So I'm going to do that first. Then I'm going to come out here to the outside, tack everything off, and then I'm going to lightly try to get the bare metal spots first. Okay guys, that was a light coat, and I dialed the gun back quite a bit. I think I was at 18 psi by the time it was said and done, and I think it was about a turn and a half out. I dialed it in just a little bit, and the fan was pretty small, and what I was just trying to do was get up into the seam real good there between the two panels and get the bare metal areas. I did notice I missed one little spot, but we're gonna let that sit for about 30 minutes, and then I'll go back in there and we'll do it again. And this time I'm gonna coat the whole panel. I'll probably lightly miss some on that little spot that I missed first, and then I'll go underneath and I'll spray the back of the flanges again. We'll come back out from underneath the car, I'll adjust the gun, and I'll do the whole Crossrail. We'll see what it looks like. It depends on how that goes. We may put one more coat on it, but we'll just have to see at that point. So I really like that DeVilvis gun. I'm still trying to get the hang of dialing it in, and you guys know this epoxy is a little finicky on that first coat anyway, so I'm just trying to be careful with it and not put it on too heavy. But that's all I got right now, so we're going to let this thing sit 30 minutes to an hour, and I'll be back. Thanks. Okay guys, we got our trunk pan touched up here. Got some black epoxy down in those areas. I do got quite a bit of sanding to work on. You guys can see just how rough that looks there. Very hard area to spray. I'm going to work on these areas a little bit more as we get a little further into the project. I'll do some sanding and come in here and smooth a lot of that out. But remember, we still got to weld this tail panel on, so there'll even be more spot welds coming through in these areas. So we'll probably fix it all at one time. The outside of it turned out really nice. Real happy with the way the outside turned out. There's places, of course, you can still make out where the spot welds are. But overall, it's not too bad. Like I said, the tail panel will be going over this. I don't really feel a need to try to really cover those areas. Like I said, real happy with the way it turned out. That's one more panel down. Several more to go. So guys, that's going to do it for the Crossrail. You guys probably getting tired of seeing the videos just on that. But next time we're working on the Camaro, we will be starting another phase of the project. Still going to be continuing with the metal work. I believe we'll get to working on those doors next. See if we can't get the new skins put on, get them fitted to the car, and we'll be able to cut some more metal off. I really thought I'd be a lot further along on the project by this time of the year, but some of this stuff is just taking me some time, and that's just part of it. But anyway, I appreciate all my subscribers and everybody following the channel, and when I have a little bit more progress to show, I'll be back online. Thank you guys.